Oh, okay. I thought I would have a look at my, as Sylvain would call it, my purgatory box. A box that's been sitting in the laundry room of tarot decks that I might have forgotten about. So, I got this one on top, the Symbolon. There's been some controversy about this deck, but I love the art. Oh my god, I love the art. And I mean, some of the, because it's based on the symbolism of the of astrology and the zodiac and things. Look at that. You cannot go wrong with this color pencil. Ugh. But there are a few cards in here that have been considered controversial, and that's why people don't gravitate towards this deck anymore. But let me make sure that that controversial card's not like it's in the back. Yeah, there it is. I'll just leave that out. But the art is so good, and I get so many good intuitive hits in this. So I don't know, it's just super good. And it's got like a fairy tale vibe. I mean, look at the clothing, you know. But it's really good. I like it. I even like this card, which is technically one of the controversial cards. It's the Black Mass card, but I love it. I just love this. Every time I get this out, it makes me feel witchy as shit. Look, flagellation. Come on. That's a good card. Can't shy away from the darkness. Look at this. I love this Widow card. Just, I don't know. I could just do this all day. I could just keep looking at it. Look at this confessional. So good. Oh, the composition of this is so good. I love it. So, but that was sitting on top. Let me put the bad card, which I don't mind, actually, to be honest. I don't mind the bad card. It was actually one of the reasons I got the deck, to be honest with you. I won't say anything else. So I got a Symbolon. I got this one. I used the Psychic Tarot, the original, very much. But this is so good too. Let's see. Look at the backs of those. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Okay. This one's kind of like a sister deck, you know. It is a tarot, but it's mapped out a lot like Psychic Tarot. Psychic Tarot is very worn, and they're big, like they're oracle-sized cards. But they have little like keywords at the bottom, so it's kind of a mixture. Like they've John Holland put these keywords at the bottom, so he kind of mixed tarot and oracle a little bit. Like the black, not that one. This is a major arcana. The black is major arcana, and then each color, like reds is fire, right? Earth, you know. So that'd be like the 9 of Pentacles. So if you know, you know, right? And I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I can't remember now. For this, if this is the same colors as the other deck, but the art is good, and it kind of makes me feel a connectedness, like he did make this from the heart. Okay, you see this is the sword suit or the air suit. You know, how is this not good? Really, I mean, look at that for the Emperor. So, Empress card there. 2 of Swords, refusing to see. So they're very good. I like them, but I haven't picked this up or used it. Plus, this one's not as well worn as my Psychic Tarot, so it's still kind of a chunky and it's kind of hard, you know? Like, these cards are really tough. So, shuffling them is kind of a bitch, but, like, oh, it still has no bounce. Oh. So, but yeah. So that's in there. And then I still haven't opened this thing. I've got the Animal Spirit. I got this originally because of the dragon card. Because, you know, the dragon is my animal, okay? And I really kind of just wanted that. But then I realized, you know, I probably could... I could have bought a dragon card from someone that wasn't using their deck anymore. I didn't have to buy this, but it's been in this box for years, unopened. Nothing has tempted me to actually open it for the 3 years I've had it. So I don't know what I'm doing with it. It's just sitting in purgatory doing absolutely nothing. Oh, here's my Kristen decks of Over the Moon Academy. I'll leave her Instagram handle below because I have bought several decks from her and printed some of her free decks. Sometimes she has a like print shop through her website where she makes decks and you can just print them on cardstock, and that's what I did with these two. This one was the Soul Song or something like that. I'm not sure if either one of these are in print anymore, but these all have songs on them. What becomes of the broken hearted, killing me softly, ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Yeah. All you need is a band of gold. Always and forever. I heard it through the grapevine. Kung Fu fighting. I mean, there's just I know so many of these. I mean, they're, in my opinion, I think most of these are well-known songs, but Give It Up or Turn It Loose, God, yes. But anyway, some of these are so good, and it's just so simple, right? But it's more about ooh, look at that. Can Ella shatter glass? Yes. It's more about when I pull a card from this, I just want to go and listen to music and kind of let the music overtake. Ain't no stopping us now. So yeah, just songs. Okay. And then her other one that I have here in the Purgatory, the other one I have is like the ancient, I think it was called Ancient Origins or something. That's been out of print for years. I have that in my tarot drawer, so it's a favorite. But this one is the Blood Moon Oracle, and I doused it in food coloring, but it kind of made the cardstock's not that thick. So this one was something cute that she had made for like Halloween season. I loved it so much. It just made me feel so witchy. Plus putting the food coloring blood on there just really enhanced it for me. So I get this out at like Samhain time and just kind of like, you know, like do like this. See the blood splatter and just kind of, ooh, burning bush, you know? So it's a lovely deck, but it mostly stays in the Purgatory because it doesn't get used that often. It's one of those rare, a lot of people do the seasonal thing with their decks, but if I like a deck, it goes in the drawer, you know? And then if it is one of the rare decks that's seasonal, I kind of put it in the Purgatory and just kind of like, you know, pick it out when I think about it. A lot of these, though, like this, is one of those that's like, you know, I kind of forget I have, even when I'm actively in the Purgatory box. I kind of just, it's one of those blah, you know? And I don't mean them to be blah. What is this? Tarot of the Holy Spirit in my homemade cardboard box. Okay. So this is tarot. It's Tarot of the Holy Spirit, not Tarot of the Holy Light, because that's a different deck. This one's the one by Pamela Eakins. And it's kind of thothy based, which I always loved. The art is fantastic. Knowing that she oil painted these herself. Look at that universe card. Look at that. Love this. I love her keywords too. And a lot of these, I do like it. I like that it's a Thoth, but it's more elemental based than Thoth is. But, oh dude, she did a great job. Her and her mom did a great job on this deck. that High Priestess. Oh my god. So, I do love this. I might get this out and see what I can do with it. Look at the backs too. The backs are lovely. I kind of like this, like with the small bordered back. I do like that. Funny, none of these seem to be like vintagey good ones. Oh, this is the first edition of the Roots and Wings Oracle. This was my pride and joy when I got it. But this is rose petal finish at its worst. Okay? I know, Kat, if you ever watch this, I'm sorry, but this cardstock is, and I'm not a snob. I could pretty much use any cardstock, but this cardstock sucks. I can't even describe it. It just feels, you know that feeling when you're wearing really bad socks, and then you put your shoes on, it makes it even worse. That's what this feels like. Shuffling, they just stick together, and they just, oh, it's so bad. But her art is so good, and she's kind of blossomed. She's from kind of my neck of the woods down here, and she's kind of blossomed. I kind of follow her around on Instagram and her website. She's got these beautiful handmade wooden watercolor palettes now that she's made that you can like squirt your watercolors in. Oh my gosh, I want one so bad. But I'm not a watercolor person. I'd probably use gouache, but anyway, she made these, and this is the very, very first. Like, I was one of the first 10 to ever get this deck. I mean, it's gotten a little bit more popular now, and I think she's got another Oracle out. I'll leave her Instagram handle below too. But yeah, so I got the first edition of this, but the cardstock sucks, which is probably why it lives in purgatory. Look at that void card. Love me some void cards in Tarot and Oracle. Just love it. Oh, her art's so good, y'all. So good. And a lot of these nod back to tarot, like the World. And I kind of wish she would have just made a tarot deck, because she's got the Empress and the Sun and stuff like that, you know. But she really could have made a tarot deck, but she made an Oracle, so still okay, you know. Like, look at that. Is that not a Two of Cups? Wisdom. Look, Earth Mother. As an Empress, if I've never seen one. But, you know, she did what she did, and it's beautiful. I got this little cute little card with mine. It says Unknown Territory, and then I got my wooden thing. And she made this bag because it was like a limited print run that very first time. So yeah, here's my first edition of that. Oh, this is my dark edition. This is by a company called Pretty Spirits. They're a very good company. How did I find them? You know, I think that they were one of the Black-owned companies in my trending on Etsy, because when you like go onto Etsy, there's like an explore page, and then there's like a, hey, you know, Black-owned businesses and stuff like that. But they want to gear it towards what you already look up. And then because I look up tarot and Oracle all the time, this company came up. And I think they're still producing their truth decks, which is what their main shtick is the truth decks. But they came out with the dark edition, and boy, let me tell you, this has unlocked countless darkness within me, okay? They're just glyphs, but they've got some harsh words on here, okay? And when you pull a couple especially if you're doing like a reading where you've got multiple cards coming up and you've got vivid questions, be prepared, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Don't know if this one was still in print. I'll probably leave their Instagram handle below too. You just go over to Instagram, you know, and follow all the people down below. Clingy. Ooh, just so many good, dark, deep words that really are going to get you in touch with the shadow, you know? Like, none of this namby-pamby, you know? They no holds barred in this deck. So that's my dark edition. It's basically called the Truth Deck Dark Edition. Came with this beautiful bag. Okay. Oh, then this. I got in so much trouble in school. This is my Goddess knowledge cards by this beautiful artist by Susan Sutton Belay. And I got in so much trouble because when I was 14, I took these to school. And because some of them had artistic nudity in them, like that, okay, they wanted to get me in more trouble than I got. But then I kind of told the lady, I was like, look, I don't care how the people that I showed this deck to interpret this deck, but it's artistic nudity. This is art. This is not a nude, this is not a picture, a photograph of a nude person. So instead of getting, I was going to get like 5 days of out of school suspension, but I got in school 3 days. So I still got in trouble. I got in school suspension for 3 days. I was sitting in the ISS room, what we call the ISS room, the suspension room, where you eat lunch by yourself. You're sitting there. You can't talk all day. It's just fucking torture. All because I wanted to bring this deck in and show it to a friend of mine who said that they would be interested. But, you know, you see a little nipplage and somebody gets all kinds of offended. It wasn't even a teacher. They said a student ratted me out. I was like, okay. But anyway, I love it. I love it. And then, like, the backs have all the, like, ooh, look, Isha, High Priestess, Sphinx, Kuan Yin, Eve. Ooh. I think that Tlotzkotl is the goddess of filth. Hathor, Epona, Hera, Mary, Hel, Athena. All the good ones. Lilith. Ooh, let's look at Lilith. A little bit more sedate than I would have guessed, but whatever. You know, this is her interpretation. And to be honest, these might not be these goddesses. These might just be a way for someone to have used Boulet's art and then just wrote something on the back, you know. It says text by Michael Babcock. So see, Michael Babcock could have just taken her art and put them on these cards. But anyway, this is one of my very first ever, all-time very first decks. Not really an oracle or a tarot, but it's like one of my first decks of all time. I got it at a place called Media Play, which I miss so much. Okay, I got the Asherah in here. What is in this purple bag? The Asherah is a really good deck. But to be honest, y'all, okay, I don't mean to sound like this, okay? This deck is beautiful. But I have my own Thoth decks, my Wild Essence and my Quintessential Thoth. And then I have my OGs and my Greenie. And it's like, if I only allowed Thoth into my life, I would only have a Thoth tarot drawer. So I kind of had to weed it out, and this one went into purgatory. Not because I don't love it, because I do. The colors pop. It's the most colorful, playful version of Thoth that I own, and I do love it when I'm in a Thothy mood, because that's like the majority of the time I'm in a Thothy mood, because me and it work well together. But I don't really want the vibes that the other ones give me. Then I'll pull this one out. Now, this does sit at the very kind of the top of the purgatory box for this reason. Look at that. Yes. Just love the colors. She did bomb. She did a great job. Oh. But it's in here, and it's in here. You know, what can I say? What is in here? Oh, this one was a deck. I don't even want this. This one was a giveaway that I won. I don't even know why I entered, because I don't like this deck at all. I don't even know what this thing's called. It's the one that looks like this. You got the Sabbats, some self-care cards, moon phases, crystals. Yeah, this is not my vibe. I'm never going to use this, like, ever. One of y'all want this and think that y'all use it? Let me know. Because I'm definitely not ever going to use this. Yeah, never going to use that. But it came in this bag, so there's that. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, I got the Golden Girls Tarot in here. I do love this deck because it's one of those, you know how people like make fun of kitschy decks, but this did a really good job. They're not pip, which, you know, when you buy kitschy decks now, they're all pippy, okay? Like that almost bought the Labyrinth Tarot, only to find out that it was a pip, and the pips weren't even that good. So, no. But this actually has real characters like a Big Daddy there. And scenes from the actual show. Best Friend of the Year awards. That's a perfect card for the Six of Wands. I don't even know how to express it. As someone that loves the show and has seen it multiple times in my life, this deck did a really good job. Like each suit was one of the girls and their stories. The characters that they chose for each card, the cheesecake imagery. And this kind of came out before the Golden Girls had this like thing where, you know, you go to Target and there's like a Golden Girls section where you can buy pins and stationery and shit. This came out right before all that. So it was like before Golden Girls came back cool again or some crap. But, I mean, look at that with Dorothy and Stan and Sophia over it. That's just so perfect. Jonathan Newman. And Shady Pines is the tower. Oh my God. I just love it so much. This is so good. This is just really good, freshly done, scenic pips in the Rider-Waite style. Look at that. For Four of Cups, when Rose had to move out, or when she thought she moved out to have her own life because she had a near-death experience. And that kind of ennui that she felt about not being with her friends. Yes. So, yeah. I do love this. I think that I got this because I loved the show so much. And I think that this particular company did a Friends tarot, like the American sitcom. And I don't know if they did a good job as much as they did in this, but I think they might have. Okay. Oh, here's my light and shadow. I colored this very, very badly, okay? It was black and white, and it was beautiful. It's a mixture between Rider-Waite and Thoth, and you can see a lot of the same elements. But the starkness, I didn't like. So I wrote like Two of Cups right on her ass. Three of Cups. Somewhere in here I wrote what this was. But I colored them. You know, you see how like this looks very Thothy with the goats. And I colored them in the Thoth style. So the colors of the Thoth cards I colored with marker, but didn't turn out nearly as great because these cards are like one of the cheaper type made, and so the cardstock, the thin cardstock, is coated, and so the marker didn't really, like, even now if I went like this too harshly, the marker might come off of my hands. But they did a really good job. I do like the wood. I do like wood print. But see how it kind of smeared there? Yeah, nah. Probably never use this again. Even though I did love it. I did like that this one was called The Dance of Death. Did like that. Look at that 4 discs. Very Rider-Waite, but then right here you can definitely tell there was some Thoth in there. In the way that these are lined up, just like in the Thoth deck. But then Rider-Waite too. This is very good. They did a very good job of this, but me coloring it ruined it. Just don't know why. I didn't know why. I just sat there that day and colored it. I don't know. What else? Oh, I got this. This one was a gift, but I don't use it. I don't use this at all. This one was one of those old decks. This is the Wing Enchantment. And it's all the birds. All birds. It's an Oracle deck. Beautiful art. Jeez, beautiful art. But I don't use it. Don't use it at all. You know? It's one of those things. Each card is a bird, and then it's in this transformative way where the bird is the person. Like I said, beautiful art. Doesn't it look like Meatloaf a little bit? Looks like Meatloaf. He probably wouldn't appreciate me saying that. But anyway. So, yeah. Wings of Enchantment. Probably never use again. I don't use it. Just one of those oracles in here. Ooh, I got the Shrine of the Black Medusa. I do love this deck. I used it a couple of times. Actually, I'm going to put a video that I did using this down below. What was that called? It was a spread video. And it's probably, I'm going to go and revisit that video, to be honest, because that spread was really, really good. I made it up. It's called the Wheel of Change, Wheel of Transformation. I don't know. It was kind of based on the Wheel of Fortune card, but it was about getting in touch with your own biases and your own privileges. It's about privilege. And I used this deck. And I'm telling you, the cards that came up, they were kind of like, ugh. But it's a collage. It's a collage deck. This is way out of print, I think. But I thought they did a really good job. Like, really, really well. With that Hierophant. I like that. So, good. Princess of Wands. Oh, the Magus. Queen of Discs there. Look at her. Oh. So, yeah. And it looks very distorted, right? It looks like one of those collage decks that we, see now. I mean, and this is very analog collage. Like they did it themselves with magazines and stuff. And you can tell that, but that's what makes it so cool. It's like they really put their energy in there, Love this card. Love this Lover's card. But, yeah. So this is the Shrine of the Black Medusa. Very colorful. Love it. Haven't used this in a while. But it's a really good deck. And I've used it for a lot of shadow and, like I said, privilege, racism, spreads that I've done. But yeah, I'll leave the Wheel of Change or whatever the hell I called it, the spread that I came up with about that below so that y'all can go and check that out. Let's see what else is in here. Then I got my Spirit Halloween. I should throw this away. This is that deck that you can get from the Spirit Halloween store. But I don't know. I trimmed it. I liked the art. I did. It was very kitschy, very Halloween-y. But I don't know why I keep it. I don't know why I keep it. I don't like look at Kali. Oh, yes. I just like the art. It's kind of one of those types of cheap tarot decks that you can buy. Like those $5 ones that you see at like Spencer's or whatever, wherever. And the art's kind of bad, but you kind of love it. That's kind of what this is to me. You got Pegasus. Look at that. Straight out of Lisa Frank, right? Copycat. Got a gargoyle. But yeah. Look at the genie. Great, powerful genie. Look at that imp. I like that imp. He's cute. Coming out of a bowl of soup. But yeah, so I just love the art. But I don't know what to do with them, I really don't. Because I don't use them, like, for tarot readings. But, yeah. Then I have this. This is my pride and joy here. This is the very, very first tarot deck I ever got. I got it for free. I was looking through it in a yard sale. And the girl, the owner of the yard sale, came up and she was like, "Oh, you like tarot?" And I was like, "I don't really know it that well." Acting all nonchalant. And I said, "But I feel pulled to the cards, to tarot." And she was like, "Well, then you must have this." And then she just gave it to me. And it could be, I've said this before, it could have just been like this thing where someone thought that you couldn't buy your first tarot deck, so she thought she was doing me a favor by giving it to me. Now, had she known that giving this to me would have sent me, like, just having this in a drawer, like a drawer for years, really, after I got this, doing nothing, but I always kind of looked at it every time I opened the drawer to get something. And then where I am now, a tarot user and lover all the time. If she had known then what I do now and how much it meant to me to have this. This is the Aquarian Tarot. It's the original 71 version. In the original beat up box. But yeah. I keep it in Purgatory. Oh, look, still got the $5 price tag on it. She gave it to me for free. But yeah. So, I mean, if she had known, I wish I could go back and thank her. And then I got this one in here. This is the Ancient Feminine Wisdom. I do love this deck. Look at that Pythia in the back. This is all the gods and the heroines and the goddesses. I do love this. I should have pulled this out to work on my poetry book, to be honest, because I used some goddess decks. I'll leave that video below. I used some goddess decks to write a lot of the poetry in the book that just came out on Amazon for me. The link's always in my link tree to go to my Amazon page for my books, but I should have pulled this out and just gazed upon the art. Look, I even have a Medea chapter in my book. So, but it stays in Purgatory. I don't really get it out that much. It's kind of sad, you know? Some of these are like, I'm sad to see them. Because it's like, damn, where have you been? Oh, let's see. What's the last deck in here? Is the Voyager. I don't use this that often, actually, anymore. I'm never going to be able to get that out of there. Whatever. That's good collage, you know? I think. It's good collage. He did a really good job. Yeah. And I do like it. But again, it's like the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. These are hard cards. Like hard oracle, heavy cardstock. And they kind of hurt to shuffle them. But it's good. They're good cards. So I think people don't use this anymore because there's so many richer collage decks out now. But this one is good. This is the best collage deck that I have because I don't own any of the other modern ones. But there's some good ones out there. So yeah, that's the last deck in this Purgatory. Kind of, what is in this bag? I have a bag over here that was sitting over right next to the Purgatory. I don't know what's in there. Let me see. Okay. I'm not going to put all these back. Okay, I have this bag. I don't know what's... Let's find out what's in here. Let me see. Oh! These are ancient prototypes of my... of my decks. Look at that. This is the very first prototype I ever got of the well, it used to be called the Incandescent Oracle. The Candescent. Maybe it's the Candescent Oracle. Damn, I don't even know what I called it now. It used to be called something else. This is the very first prototype I got. But the font was bad and the coloring was bad on the images and the backs weren't reversible, which I did want for this particular deck. God, this is like years old. I love this transformation card because it's really Judith and the old lady, right? But the way I zoomed in and colored it, and the act of Kurokeskiro here is like they could be each other and they're like transforming each other. I don't know. So I can't believe I still have this. And then I have my Noble Art here. My OG, I even got the gilded for this one. But I learned the hard way that make playing cards, the gilding that you choose for making playing cards flakes off onto your hands. So I didn't want that for people. I love that 8 of Wands. Oh, so yeah. Again, font was wonky. Some of the coloration didn't match. very first prototype of the Noble Art Tarot. God, this is like 5 years old. Yeah. But, so yeah, so I guess that's what these are. These are ancient prototypes of these, of my very, well, these are my very first decks that I ever made. So, good on me. Don't know what I'll do with them, but I guess they live in this bag. So, okay. Well, there was a look at my some old decks that I don't know. It's just been in this like oubliette of a box. I have no idea what to do with them. Some of them I might get out. I may never open this. Don't know if I will or not. I don't know what I'll do with some of these decks that I, really don't want to use because they're kind of old and frayed. And then some of them are seasonal. This one I'm probably not going to use just because I can't deal with the cardstock. I just can't. I'm never going to use this, whatever this deck's called. Self-care deck. There's just so many in here I won't use, It's like, what do y'all do with these? Sell them? Anyway, I'll get off now. Hope y'all are having a good day. Let me know what's the most recent deck y'all put in purgatory. Alright. Much love.